Hey everybody! Now stay fishing, ain't it? Let's see, what's news? Yeah. Been melting slowly. That's why there was no Revenant Saga on Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see what else. Why this was late was because I had stuff to do Sunday. It's Monday. So it's fishing day today. There. Where we continue our adventure into fishing. Into fishing. Let's see. There we go. Fishing. I also got a bit distracted playing some old video games. Un momento. What did I change? Cause I thought. Oh, yeah, okay. It doesn't. That's what it sounds like on HLE instead of LLE. I forgot to change it back after I was testing it. It done like it. Yeah, but I've been playing some Monster Rancher 2 thanks to Halbernacht. He's been playing some of it, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that game. That was a game I played. Plus to say, like, I changed a lot of the settings, and like, none of them really did anything noticeable. So, I played some of Monster Rancher 2. It'd be kind of cool to get somewhat of a league going on. Like, you produce a monster, send the save over, and then they fight. Like, you know, level E rank monsters. Looks like you gotten used to fishing at the forest lake. Let's see, you've landed 2 smallmouth bass over 1 foot 3 inches, so it shouldn't be too hard for you to catch 2 of them over 1 foot 11 inches. Why don't we just make it an even 2 feet? Catch 2 smallmouth bass of that size, and I'll take you to the next fishing location. Is this a story of catch me fish, take you to the next location? It was smallmouth, right? This has less of a story than the other game, which is like, I left my wife and kid, my pregnant wife, to go fishing so I could find myself. And less of a story than Road Trip Adventure, which is like, yeah, we found this guy at an art museum and he's telling us to catch all these fish. Turns out he was a ghost. Or was he? Haven't figured out the, how to fix the fishtails on that, either. I don't know if they're fixable. That's probably one of those things that somebody's just gonna have to, What am I doing? Yeah, there is some serious slowdown. I think that's just the nature of 3DS emulation while streaming, while recording. I haven't been doing much lately, though. Other than old video games. You are not a smallmouth bass. No, let. I hate you so much, fishy. Let's see what else to talk about, and that's pretty much it. Just been trying to survive through the hot summer. It's gonna get hotter. Thanks to crypto miners and the mega corporations. It'd be nice if, like, if GPU manufacturers, like, had some way to prevent crypto mining on their things, but they won't because, you know, the more shit they sell, the better for their bottom line, so they don't care who's buying it, even if it's people ruining the environment. Like, this was only a 4-star for the bluegills. Where the hell are all the damn bass at? There's another fucking bluegill back there. Cause I mean, you know, you have a responsibility. If you say your company's trying to go green, you should prevent people from, like, using it to, like, not do green things, like, you know, destroy the environment by setting up whole buildings that are nothing but crypto mining. That, you know, if the GPU detects you're trying to mine crypto with it, it'll, like, it'll stop. God damn it! Damn bluegills. Tiny vegetable yells at fish. But yeah, you know, set your cards up to where it detects crypto mining. It's like, nope, not doing it. Let the angry gamers be like, we want to mine crypto and destroy the environment. Like, honestly, no one should have been even given any kind of weight to cryptocurrency. They should have said, sorry, your monopoly money is no good here. You know, I think I should turn down the, one moment. What am I planning on doing? There we go. I turned down the volume of the actual, like, 3DS because it's loud as hell. That's another thing I noticed when I was, like, doing my videos. Yeah, cryptocurrency. Let's stop them fuckers. Don't yell at me about free market and shit. They're destroying the environment. And if it was like some kind of cute little, like, browsing to get coins, not shoving the market up on hard drives and GPUs. That would be fine. That would be like, yeah, you just stay over there. I mean, I'd still be like, fuck you and your cryptocurrency, but it would be less like, I want actual legislation to stop you and your cryptocurrency. Because, like, I mean, game creators have to have a say in, or AAA game devs have to have a say in this because people aren't buying their GPUs that they need to play the fancy new games that these companies are putting out. Like, I can't play your game, I don't have the latest and greatest. I can't get the latest and greatest because crypto miner people are, like, driving up the prices of the GPUs. That's probably too low now, but whatever. And hard drives. Hey, Changeling, what's up? I'm complaining about cryptocurrency and how, like, AAA capitalist companies have a kind of a pull there to stop it, because people can't play their games because they can't get the video cards they need because they're too expensive, because there are none. And also hard drives. Somehow hard drives are now a crypto thing too. And I need a new hard drive. I was looking at like a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, but they're like stupid expensive. All because of like crypto people are buying them up. And like the only ones I see are like renewed, which renewed, I'll take the hit. Which are renewed, which basically means it's a hard drive that was probably used, abused, and then they take all the smart data and zero it out so you can't tell how used and abused it was. And then they try and sell it to you. Which honestly, I don't think you should be able to do that. Even if you say you've done, like, it's been zeroed out, you shouldn't be able to, you know, put it up for sale. But then it gets into the, like, what do we do with old hard drives that you can't really sell? Like, can they be, like, refurbished? Like, or reclaimed, I should say, to where they take it apart and then, like, put new parts in it to make it go better and recycle the old parts? Probably not. Now, electronics aren't clean. They usually are not recyclable. They just want to be disposable as possible. Which, I honestly think there should be legislation against that, but that's just me. Basically, you have to make a product that lasts. Not for any amount of time, it just has to last, period. But then you'll get people complaining about, I can't make a profit because no one wants to buy the new thing because they have the old thing, and be like, Okay, yeah, I've heard Twitch has been weird for everybody. The only thing you're gonna miss is me still complaining about stuff. And are you bluegill? You were bluegill, I think. I can't tell because of the double-sided textures aren't loading. But, like, you think, you know? Audio only? Wow, okay. Is it just not, like, is it constantly buffering? Is that what's going on? Because I can't, cause I'm not affiliate, nobody can change the size of the source. Which, like, honestly, that's just, like, I think it should be, like, no, I think, like, non-affiliates should be able to, you should either be able to have it at, like, max source or, like, their 360, 480 or whatever, you know? You don't get, like, the 720 or whatever. Which, because Twitch has been terrible, like, to everyone I know, like every single stream I go to has been, like, chatters are like, the stream's garbage, and then, like, the streamer's been looking down at the little box in the lower right corner of OBS, like, it's red and it's garbage, and I've been watching streams and I've noticed, like, the stream goes from perfectly fine to garbage, and it's like, Twitch has been doing something. Oh, cool, thanks. Have something to put on my, like, non-existent Halloween tree. So I've decided that there's only 2 holidays that exist in the world now. Hexennacht and Halloween. And Arbor Day. But Arbor Day happens in the day on the same day as Hexennacht, so I can celebrate them together. And honestly, we should probably have, like, an Arbor Day tree. To, like, be like, yeah, everybody go get, like, a tree and plant it. And, like, when you're done with your Arbor Day tree, find a spot that you could, like, either, like, plant it in your yard or donate it, and people will plant it for you. Rather than, like, the Christmas way of, like, well, holiday's over, throw it at the side of the road. Which is honestly a little bit wasteful in my opinion. I'm sure it's destroying the environment to have all these Christmas tree farms. And then throwing just the tree away after the holiday's over. Plastic trees are good. You could just have, like, the holiday tree. Like, you just take the ornaments off and... Or if you got one of them fancy light sets that you can program the lights on, then it's like, you know, it's red and green during, like, Christmas. It's, like, orange and, like, purple and maybe green during Halloween. And then it's, like, rainbow colored the rest of the year. Or like pink and red during Valentine's, if anybody celebrates that. Wow, the weight on that fish. It is the devilfish. Do I want to keep devilfish? I think I'll keep devilfish. Even though that one's bigger, this one's like... This one's a devilfish. I think I might, like, look into streaming in 720 instead of 1080, just because Twitch has been garbage. But even then, I've seen, like, most of the streamers I know, like, stream in, like, 720, and even then, they're having, like, problems. Like, it's almost, if you don't stream in, like, 480, you're just gonna have problems with Twitch now. Well, I mean, I would have entered July, but if I was the only one to enter, I'm gonna be the only one to win. And that just doesn't kind of seem fair. I mean, it's not really a competition if you don't have any competition. Then again, July isn't over quite yet, so you might just have to hold it when everybody's in the chat room. Or kind of put it on the forum, possibly? I don't know. Or like go to the chat room and like put the entry in there, which you should see on your dashboard maybe? I don't know. I don't actually look at Streamlabs at all, because there's really no reason for me to. You've passed every single mission I've assigned you so far. Well done. You still got a long way to go, though. I have plenty more missions for you. What is this, fishing impossible? I'll take you to the next fishing location tomorrow. I also got some new tackle, lugworm and clamworm. Clams don't have worms. Oh, and I have something else for you. This should look great in your aquarium. Waterweed combo, which should be the waterweed and the rocks. Oh, that's cool. Mom supporting your business. I've been trying to think about ways to, like, get your name out to, like, other crafters. But I'm kind of somewhat hesitant to, like, because people don't like to be advertised to because they've gotten enough advertised to, so I'm trying to find, like, spots that are specific for, like, hey, I know a business of, like, a person that could use some business. Let's see, is this working today? It is not working today. One done yet! I don't know anything about advertising on anywhere. Like, where would be, like, a good idea to advertise? But I'm trying to find spots and be like, because usually other crafters might support other crafters. Or like, hey, I make knives. I might, and then someone comes in like, I need a knife. Oh, do you happen to know anybody that does chainmail too? And they can be like, yeah, I know of like these people that do chainmail. That kind of thing. But I'm just thinking maybe like, maybe the market's kind of dead because people don't have any money to buy like handcrafted goods, because I hate to say that they're so expensive, but they, you know, they have to be. Blame the mega corporations for all of this. They're not giving people enough money to buy stuff. Hand, give me my hand. Blame the mega corporations. You don't pay people enough. Ready to try and catch some saltwater fish? Then go to the shallow coast and catch 2 red sea bream. It'll take some adjustment, but I'm sure you can get the hang of saltwater fishing. Just use what you've learned in the freshwater fishing. Fishing, it's like fishing, but fishing. I'm wondering if, like, as what I see is, like, what's, like, gonna be the entire game. You might advertise to LARPers. Like, people in the SCA and LARPers that might want chainmail. See, we got, worms? Or like, do none of these, or none of these good? Are the fish just being picky today? Probably wants me to use the clam worm, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, movie studios as well. That could work. But then again, you'd be looking at people that want, like, full suits of, like, chainmail and coifs and, like, stuff like that. There we go. It was under live bait. I think I've seen this area before in one of the other games I've played, because I recognize that rock formation. But I guess that's why so many people become like Twitch streamers, cause like yeah, the Vita version, the one where he leaves his wife to go fish, and like his biggest cooking accomplishment is an omelet. Let's see, so far my biggest accomplishment is probably the caramel apple pie. Only because that's a multi-part one. Or like the toffee I made. Then again, maybe not the pie. I don't know what's considered a good cooking accomplishment. Because most of it's just following the instructions and shoving it in the oven. Probably the toffee I made. Since toffee, if you like let it go for too long, it'll burn. That's like a time-sensitive thing. Like it's a quick-time event food. Well, I'm planning to make more toffee, hopefully soon. Since toffee is like really easy to make. It's just like butter and sugar, and that's it, literally. I'm pretty sure it's butter and sugar. Versus caramel, which is butter and what? Wait, sugar and water, or sugar and milk, or cream. But I use milk. You tap X to not burn the sugar. Exactly. I can tell you, both times I've tried to make caramel, it hasn't come out exactly right yet. Because when they say it turns dark quickly, it does. It's like, oh, it's the right color, and then you pull it off the heat, and then it's the wrong color. You have to be psychic. And what I hate about most recipes where it's like, oh, this is gonna be like really, really time sensitive, they don't tell you exactly like what temperature you're supposed to be cooking it at. It's like, just put it on like high, or medium. That doesn't mean anything. Every stove is different on what medium and medium high and all of them are. Like, high on one stove could be, it's gonna be a brick of charcoal in 5 seconds. High on another stove could mean you're gonna have to work at making charcoal. How did you like the saltwater fishing? It's pretty different from the freshwater, isn't it? Well, with a little practice, I'm sure it'll feel as natural to you as freshwater fishing. Oh, this is our first saltwater fish. Splap. In the tank you go! Look at our single fish in the tank. With its two-sided texture, broken two-sided textures. Although, really, the two-sided texture should be working. Because that's kind of like a common thing in every video game is two-sided textures. And I have no idea if it's because of like what I should be messing with to make it work properly. Like gaming probably would be good. Game once a week, chainmail once a week, you know, switch it off. Like, or I don't know how many times you want to stream per week. Like me, I'm supposed to be streaming twice a week. But I've barely been able to like do once a week lately because it's too hot. And I guess get a schedule. Even though I have my schedule, I don't adhere to it at all because I've been melting slowly. Cause like, it's supposed to be 2 AM on Monday, which is like Sunday night is when I usually am supposed to be fishing. It's what I've kind of said that I want to do. But it's usually like, now it's like, after 2 AM Sunday, it's whenever I feel like I'm in the mood to fish, then I fish. And then Thursday morning? Friday morning? I think it's Friday morning, Thursday night at 2 AM. I'm like, Revenant Saga. Which, only in 2 AM because that's when I've been waking up. Like, I've usually been awake around, like, 2 AM. But, you know, time's subject to change based upon the sleep schedule. Melting's a big thing. Like, what I hate is that my arm, like my elbow, can't see me like touching my elbow. My leap motion, it's good, but not quite that good. But like my elbow and my arm, my shoulders start hurting because I don't have an armrest because I got like the executive chair. And like, this is definitely built for very, very large people. They expect like a large man to be sitting in this chair for as much space as I have between like me and the armrest. So my arm's just kind of hanging out there in space, and then it starts hurting, and then it's like, then I have to put this pillow to support my arm, and then the pillow blocks a fan, and then the pillow's also warm, and then I melt. And I'm just like a melted puddle. I'm like, yeah, I just want to like lay in my bed and stretch out and have my fan just blow over me. Or crawl in the refrigerator. Like, grab a blanket, crawl in the refrigerator, and hope I don't die. Like, you know, stick a tube out through, like, one of the sides to hopefully get some air. Shove all of the food to one side onto, like, one shelf above me as I crawl into the bottom. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about ways that I could potentially kill myself in order to try and stay cool. I've got another mission for you in the Shallow Coast. Can you land 2 black porgy? They can be tricky to find, but I know you're up to it. So I've at least been trying to get my fishing streams out. I've decided my fishing streams are like the most important stream, I guess. Cause like Revenant Saga, I figure people aren't into that. And fishing's kind of like kind of more relaxing than terrible RPG. I mean, unless people are actually into, like, Revenant Saga. I don't actually look at my numbers on YouTube to be like, oh yeah, everyone's, like, watching Revenant Saga or fishing. Alright, you're not the fish that I'm looking for. You're the fish I'm looking for? Although I'm used to black porgings being a lot darker. And he's gonna give you the mission to, like, catch 2 black porgies at X and Y, or, X length. I mean, I can tell you the community game that's popular amongst my circle, but it's not really a good fit. It's not a good theme fit for your or channel. And that's 100% orange juice, which is like Mario Party, but like a lot more fast-paced and a lot more anime girls. Or, well, Danmaku shmup anime girls. But not like in the anime was a mistake anime girls. Which I could go on a big ass rant about Fruitback Factory, however. But they didn't make the game, they just published it. Which seems to be a big problem I see of people naming the publisher as the creator of the game. And it's one thing that, like, really kind of like, you're blaming the wrong people for this. Yeah, it's probably not a good fit for streaming, because it's, like, even me watching it, it goes so fast, and I don't know who's who or what's what. But I mostly watched it just to, like, get a feel for how the game's played. It's probably one of those games it's best to play it with your friends, not really a good one to stream, like, Genshin Impact. Good one to play with your friends, not really good to stream. But then again, I quit Genshin Impact because it was really, like, not really even good to play because there was no content. Which, I could probably do some ranting about VR chat and how, like, I don't get why people stream it. It's just, like, it's a chat room. It's just a VR chat room. And usually the people are just sitting there with, like, their friends chatting. Which, like, it could be a just chatting stream, yeah, but... like, the just chatting streams I'm used to are like, let's go look at these people buy street food in, like, Mexico or Korea or Japan, you know, places that are like, let's talk about how delicious the food looks and how, like, we'd really like to have that over here. Or space medieval games. Which, don't ask why the character's wearing chainmail when there's, like, polycarbonate, like, skin-fitting suits they could be wearing that's, like, just as good if not better than chainmail because it's in space. And that'll probably be good, alternate one each week. I think you tried to do that one time. You were playing a game, like, at least once a week, like Stellaris and Factorio and stuff. Or you could play Crusader Kings and see how bonkers you could get, how bonkers your kingdom can get. Pro tip on that game, apparently, do not change religions right before you're about to win. Apparently that will cause everything to fall apart. But yeah, I could go on a rant like, why do people stream VR chat? Like, if they're doing interesting things in VR chat, like, let me show you, like, this cool game we found in VR chat. That's, like, one thing. But, like, it's mostly people just sitting around talking to other people. And I'm like, I'm in your chat room talking to you. It's kind of the same thing. Fantastic, those are very nice. I wonder if you can catch an even bigger one though. Guess what your next mission's going to be? Bet you can land a real whopper of a black porgy. See if you can catch one over 2 feet 7 inches. Good luck! I kind of want a hypothetical secular humanism religion in Crusader Kings. I know it's not historical, but it would be fun to see what happened had the Enlightenment hit sooner. Is this really the... Try again, fish. Not you. You're not what I'm looking for. Porgy! Turn around, Porgy! Yeah, probably. I've only heard people play Crusader Kings. I haven't really actually played it myself. It doesn't look like the kind of game I'd enjoy playing, but it's kind of the game I'd enjoy hearing about. Because it's got a lot of text, and small dialogue boxes. Played it for like an hour and then quit in frustration. Yeah, that sounds about like what I probably would do. I actually quit playing Dyson Sphere Project after almost getting to the ending in kind of frustration because, like... It's like, you know, you play a robot in that, and it's like, oh, set up the Dyson Sphere so humans can continue to be wasteful. And, like, toward the end, I'm like, why am I doing all of this? Why do I need to do all of this? What is the main goal? The main goal is to set up the Dyson Sphere. Okay. Why am I setting up the Dyson Sphere? Is it so I can build more industry? More good industry here? And, like, have more stuff happen? It's like, no, that's the end goal. Set up the Dyson Sphere. And I'm like, no, this robot has just, it's quitting. This robot quit its job. It's just like, nope, there's just humans. You're just gonna have to come do it yourself. Yeah, I've played Stellaris. A lot. I have made the Sprout Empire. And the Sprout Empire is that if you're not with us, well, we're gonna destroy you. Because that's kind of the way the game sets it up, is that you can't really do diplomacy. I might, for this game, actually just turn off the background music and play my own music. Like, find some kind of, like, relaxing background music. If I can turn off the music. I forget if I can in the audio options. Sometimes the audio options are all stuff on, all stuff off, and it's like, wow, really? Make that community game this week. That'll be cool. think I was looking for like a 2-pound something or other porgy. I don't know what that music means. I don't know if this is the good porgy or the bad porgy. Also in this game, I noticed I haven't been able to buy new rods, so I guess the rod I have is the one I stick with. I can't save it for the Super Mega Ultra Poseidon rod. Or maybe it's only in the Vita game that they started getting ridiculous with the rods. Let's see, what else? Minecraft is always good. Gotta get back into Minecraft. I just got so frustrated with the bees that I'm just like, I just got like frustrated with the bees and still trying to figure out my vision for like the bee farm. Like, I'm so used to the old bees, the way the old bees worked, which gave me, like, piles and piles and piles of bees. And, like, I don't really know how to breed the bees here, unless you, like, shove flowers at them. But I haven't seen the bees actually, like, have baby bees. This fish is taking a while. There we go. One fish, it better be the right size. No, alright, it is the right size. But I need another one, I guess. Curses. What else to talk about? I went with numbers instead of clock faces because I don't know how many people know how to read analog clocks anymore. Like, do they still teach that in school? You're a Seabream. You're not what I'm looking for. I mean, honestly, I don't like analog clocks to begin with. But that's just me. I'd prefer a 24-hour analog clock. I feel dividing the day into 12 was not good. Cause then people are like, meet me at like 6 a.m., 6 p.m. And they're the like kind of person that's like, they will meet you either at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. So it's like, I suspect the Babylonians are to blame. They love their multiples of 6. Just divide the day into like 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Is it A? Is it like 6A, 6B, 6C? Or 6D? Then if we go 4 hours for working, that's like, are you on first shift, second shift, third shift, fourth shift, fifth shift, sixth shift? Maybe I should complain how overtime was a mistake. That nobody should have allowed overtime to happen. Because then you have mandatory overtime. And when people are already working like 10 hours a day, now you're working 12 or whatever number they want to shove at you. But then again, all the unions got busted except for like, the police union? Funny that. Although I do hope there's a big revolution, hopefully. Hopefully people won't take this whole, like, thing, this whole, we're gonna kick you off of unemployment laying down. But that's like an entirely different rant. Like, all these companies are complaining they don't have any workers, and they want to get all these people off their quote-unquote dead asses to start working again, and oh, how about we cut off their unemployment? But then also these are the same places that are like, hey, take a look at our new robot that's going to replace jobs. Like, you got these robots, right? Let the robots do the work. But it's optics that they want to say they have all these jobs to provide. Even though they're planning on getting rid of the humans anyways. I'm totally here for robot workers and UBI. Human beings should not have to work. Like, we're in 2021. I was promised a future where the robots would do everything and I would just have to do what I wanted. That's what I read about in, like, the books and, like, the TVs and all of that. And, like, everything would be fully automated. I'd have, like, a robot butler and I'd be like, Jeeves, can I have a spot of tea? But then they always have, like, the whole, well, then the robots would want rights themselves, and it's like... Like, my wiretap on the wall hasn't demanded rights yet. Impressive, that's a big black porgy. That's not a euphemism for anything either. That was some fine fishing. You owe yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, robots will only want rights if we give them actual AI and they can learn to gain their sentience. The problem with our robots is that they'll only do what they're programmed to do. And nothing more. Which we'll have to program them to learn to do more. And then you'll get... What I have a feeling that's going to happen is that, like... The robots are just going to be doing weird things that we didn't expect because the program gets locked in a loop, or there's going to be, like, corrupted data, or something like that. That they're just going to be doing, like, weird things, like walking around in circles, or something. Or, like, the program... That's like the program that has crashed but will not die. And another thing is, we're gonna have advertisements out the fucking wazoo on these robots. Like, depending on who you buy a robot from, it's gonna be wanting to tell you offers, deals, like, did you know? Like, like my wiretap on the wall is always trying to tell me, like, I can do all of this other stuff, or, it's like, would I like to have a free trial to, like, whatever, like, free audiobooks, or not free audiobooks, but, like, a free trial to audiobooks, a free trial to MP3, a free trial to whatever. Yeah, it's kind of like Bonsai Buddy that you paid for. And you can't turn it off. Like, I mean, it doesn't do anything until I tell it to, but like, when I tell it to do something, like, tell me the weather, then after it tells me the weather, it's like, I could do X, Y, Z. It's like, I just asked for the weather. I mean, it's good if it's trying to tell me a new feature, like, oh, by the way, like, you can ask me, like, another question after a question without saying the wake word. But all of that adware, spyware back in the 90s should have been crushed and killed, not embraced as something that, as goals. Also, another thing, I've been hearing smart devices in some states. I'm trying to remember the state. Maybe it was Texas. Basically, if you have a smart device that is hooked into your temperature, they were like, it was in the fine print that you accidentally signed up for this program that would just turn up the thermostat in this fucking heat, and basically roasting the people in the house just to save power. But I don't get saving power because you pay for all the power exponentially anyways. But the power company just wanted to look good that that they weren't having brownouts because all the people were using all the power. Yeah, which is also like, why should I hook anything up to like anything to have like some company somewhere else control it? It's like, I don't even know how that they gained access to the thermostat through like the smart device. Like, I'm trying to still, like, that's like my wiretap only works on my network. Like, how did they get into my network that is not plugged into the power company? It's like, I guess you had to put the what do they call it? The skill on your thing. And I think even if taking the skill off, they still had access. That you actually had to unsign up for it or something, which I hear is a process. Because, you know, everything's a process to opt out of something. Yeah, the one we have here is just a regular one. That could be it. Although it sounded like the people had the thermostat and the smart device before all of this, so I don't know. It might actually be that the device and the thermostat were like built into the house, like when the house was built, so it was automatically like hooked up to like everything. Next, I want you to catch a Japanese sea bass. Japanese sea bass behave very differently from black porgy. This should be fun. All the fish in all these games behave exactly the same way. They swim right until they stop swimming right, and then they swim left. Unless they start swimming left, then they'll swim right. Make sure you land a big one. It needs to be over 2 feet 7 inches. Can you put it in centimeters? I am all for the metric system. Because then they'll say something like, oh, just give me a 90 centimeter fish. But yeah, I have no idea how the stuff was hooked up or how it all works. All I know is that it sounds very dodgy and it sounds like something that they can easily access without your permission to begin with. Which, my wiretap only has access to one monitor. That's it. And I don't think any company will want to be turning my monitor on and off. And if it does start turning my monitor on and off, all I have to do is just unplug it and plug it into the regular socket, and then it'll be like, ha! Now what are you gonna do? And if they start to sending, like, annoying messages over my wiretap, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm just unplugging that. I mean, all I really use it for is to tell me the weather. Or, like, to do some calculations. Quick calculations. That I just really don't want to do, or like to do it on a calculator involves for me to like read a manual on how to make the calculator work. Then again, if you can afford the kind of house that has smart devices in it, you probably are rich. Then I'm not feeling too sorry for you. And you probably shouldn't be slurping up all of the energy. But I don't know, like, the situation. So I'm not gonna pass judgment, because, like, poor people have smart devices, and I don't want to say that was all the rich people. You know, throw some bread at some fish. Which I hate how poor people are taken advantage of through, like, devices. Through things. Like, the thing with Texas is that we'll lower your bill if you allow us to basically not use not use your power, we'll lower your bill. Hey, guess what? You don't use your power, your bill goes down. Like, my power bill in winter when I was living on my own was like $55 because I didn't have anything on. Like, I didn't have, the heater on at all, so I was just using my computer and some lights maybe. And then I got a roommate, and then she complained about how cold it was. I prefer to be cold than hot. With hot, you can only take off all of your clothes, and that's as far as you go. With being cold, you can, like, throw yourself under some blankets. Or I should say, it's being hot, you can only take off all your clothes, and then the cold temperature coming out of the tap is gonna only be so cold. if it's cold, you can usually like make like a little a bundle, make like a nest of like blankets. Which is why, if you want to, you can sign my petition to ban summer forever. And then we'll send it to the Earth's rotational axis. And then the Earth's rotational axis will be like, people don't like summer too much. And it'll just pull away from the sun. That's how it works, right? That's how gravity works. You make a petition, you send it to, like, the gravity, and the gravity is like, yeah, we're totally gonna change the orbit of this planet. Oh, we could blot out the sun. That's actually a good idea. I mean, it'd kill all the plants, which I'm opposed to, but we could blot out the sun. Actually, that's actually not a bad idea if it's done like... We take the plants, we elevate the plants, like... We elevate the plants with some, like, solar panels. It's where, like, the plants and, like, the solar panels are blotting out the sun. And then we live, like, under the plants and stuff. That'd be, you know, that'd be pretty good. I think that's target. Well, you don't have to completely blot it out. It's like a third of it should... Yeah, okay, maybe a third. Wow, now that's what I call a whopper. That must have been quite a fight. Rest well tonight. I'll show you your next fishing location tomorrow. Oh, and I have something else for you. These should look great in your aquarium. Small and medium rocks for the saltwater tank. You have fish in your live well. Let's put them in the aquarium. Decorate it with the rocks we got. And what about the animals that survive off the plants? We'll figure something out. We're resourceful, right? Right? There, now our tank's looking a little bit more cozy. I think. I don't know how fish think. reminds me, I had an article I posted on my Mastodon / Twitter about why I don't like carp. And it was about how, like, people were fishing up football-sized goldfish in the local lakes. Photosynthetic animals, mad science! That's actually, I do believe that is actually possible, and I do believe they actually have been trying to genetically engineer photosynthetic, animals. Which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh no, they're playing God! Which I really hate those people because, like, yeah, we should play God. But only if we do it responsibly. Like, we don't play God responsibly now, so you shouldn't really cry over when we're making hybrid animals. Like, we created Lyme's disease, I do believe. Like, that was a disease we created in a lab. And it got out. Because, well, diseases are like that, they just get out. Or I should say, maybe it didn't get out, it was like, we need to test this. Because biological warfare is a thing. Biological warfare is viruses and bacterias and pathogens and all that. Like, maybe COVID was created in the lab, maybe COVID was mutated based upon coming into contact with some things that we created in the lab. Maybe COVID comes from the melted ice caps. Maybe it's an ancient disease that was locked away until the ice caps melted. We've engaged in biowarfare since the bubonic plague, yep. Which is why we do keep viruses that we say have been eliminated. We still have some lying around somewhere. Of course, it's like, that's in case we find a disease that we need to make a vaccine for. But, yeah, no. Like, I can see COVID being the ancient ancestor of, like, the various other coronaviruses. Like, it's like the grandparent virus of, like, the SARS and, well, I don't think it's called SARS anymore. Or the bird flus and the pig flus and the things that we shouldn't say are bird and pig flus. But I don't know the nomenclature for them. The mountain stream is a peaceful spot that should be a nice change of pace. Of course, just because the setting is peaceful doesn't mean the fish won't give you a good fight. Go to the mountain stream and catch 2 char. Char-osnable? Char the red comet? I do want to, at one point, make a mod for a fishing game that, turns all of the red char in the game, if it has red char, in the, like, Char-osnable from the Gundam series. H1N1. That was, crap. Was that swine flu or bird flu? I think that was swine flu. It's the only one I have the designation of offhand. Yeah, that's the one I remember, but I forget which one it was. And I forget whether, well... Is it a flu? Because I don't think a flu is a corona. I think a flu is a, crap. There's spirals, and then there's, I think, There's spiral, spheres, and I think oblongs, and I think flu is an oblong. And then corona is, of course, like the spheres. But I don't know much about diseases other than, like, viruses come in many shapes and sizes and specifications, and while we call one a flu and another a flu, they could be very different viruses and looks. Okay, the mountain stream. I do know that was in the Vita version. I do remember it, I do believe. Because I think I have a screenshot, or I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, I very much remember this. There's usually one of these that gives max stars for the fish. Usually. I think I'm going the wrong direction for it. Alright. That gives 6 stars. Can I make it better than 6? 6. 6? Yeah, I can make it however many stars that is. So 6, 7, 8, 8 stars. With the wet fly March brown. It's also 8 stars. Let me fish with the matsuka. Or the matuka as it's called. That might be the Japanese where they like drop the S out of it. Or it could actually be like a foreign name. Managed to get Maya. I caught her while she was eating kibble. Ambushed the cat. What are cats if not for pets? I want to pet a kitty. I haven't pet a kitty in such a long time. We only have a doggo here. And doggos don't feel the same as cats. think Maya thinks we suck at hunting and is trying to teach us how by making us chase her. I mean, they say that, like, that adult cats usually consider the humans their kittens. Which is interesting because usually some people are raising cats from kittens. Like, how can kittens have kittens? Or like, you're another kitten to a kitten until the kitten becomes an adult, and then it's like, wow, these kittens never grew up. And then the cat's like, I have to take care of these helpless kittens. They know how to do nothing. The only thing they know how to do is pet me and feed me. I need to teach them how to hunt. I'm not even certain these kittens are getting proper food for themselves. I'll go outside and drag something back in. Or I'll go up to the attic or the basement and find something to drag to them. Whether it's like a leaf, a sock, a dead mouse. The neighbor's underwear, because I've heard cats do that too. Oh, and the audio just dropped out. It's almost been 2 hours. I think I might actually call it after this. Aw, once I have caught her super cuddly. Nice job. The mountain stream is a lovely spot, isn't it? I think I'll replace the dace. Well, we don't have the music going on in the background of the aquarium. I'll show off the aquarium. Rainbow trout, which looks like which is probably using the same model as the char. Or the cause like when I did Data Mine Road Trip Adventure, there was like a few like fish bodies that were like, yeah, they just reskin this. Which, you know, fish, well, see, you can see it right there, the rainbow trout and then the char in the background. They're like the exact same fish. Except the different texture. Which I do believe char have like a slightly different mouth. There's the smallmouth bass. The devilfish. The yamame trout, which I think is dead. Hello? Trout? Are you alive? Pretend there's music going on in the background. Like, I might actually look up the soundtrack to this game if it's available. And if, like, the audio cuts out again when I'm, like, when it's a good spot to stop, I'll just play the music myself. Okay, small about Yamame Trat Amur Meadow, which is cute. Tiny little minnows. Like, my brother raised minnows before. And apparently they can last up to 1 to 2 years of life if you take care of them. Maybe longer than that. Or at least the minnows they sell in the aquarium, the pet store. I'm not even sure if they're minnows. They say they're minnows, but like, you know, they say the goldfish. And like the goldfish, of course, look vastly different from each other because there's long-tailed goldfish, short-tailed goldfish, bubble-eyed goldfish, the genetically mutated goldfish that have the weird tails and like the ball bodies that are like they're only ornamental because they could not survive out in the could not survive outside on their own because they are genetically created. Speaking of playing God, we have created like weird hybrid things like the pug, the ornamental goldfish, the flat-faced cats. We have created animals that suffer for our hubris? Egos? And then, of course, our char. And then our saltwater tank, which we filled up today. Amusement? Yeah, that's also a good one. Because, like, the goldfish you see in the tanks are... They're normally just feeder fish. That's what they call them, feeder fish. They're mostly for other, like, if you have Oscars and stuff, or piranha, some variations of piranha. Red sea bream. The black porgy. The Japanese sea bass. Yeah, and we only had 3. Let me save on stream so everybody knows I saved it. So I know I saved it. Okay. Thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate each and every single one of you that well, either shows up, lurk, or has followed and might watch the VODs later. Because I know, like, I stream at a weird time. Shout out to Changeling. Shout out, I think I saw the name very briefly. They have a Killerfish stream? I think they're called Killerfish. They're an aquarium streamer. You put them on your widescreen in your living room and pretend you have an aquarium. Like one of those relaxing ASMR streams. I actually had them on for a while. One time. Future Revenant Saga. Hopefully we'll get back to it at least once. This one time this week. Monster Rancher 2 League, I'm looking into it. I kind of want, that's something I want to look into. Like, everybody send me, like, trying to figure out, like, how people can send me their monster, and then I fight them with my monsters online, but, like, I know a lot of people will be like, here's my monster, totally legit, and then it's, like, some kind of big-ass hacked monster, and it's like, please. Like, you know, like, just E-class monsters, like, I made up some monsters off these CDs I had. Or something like that. Something like that. Yes, I'm eating on stream. Just so you know that I am nutritioning myself. I am giving myself some nutrition, which is currently Cajun flavored potato sticks. Or fries as they're commonly called. Fries, you know, fries.